All right, on to the next system. We're on to the respiratory system as a part of the transport systems. We've just finished the cardiovascular system. Hopefully, that quiz went well for you. To start off with, we have to go through the functions of the respiratory system. There are three basic functions of the respiratory system. The first one is that it basically warms, moistens, and filters the air coming in. It makes the air coming into your body more at a general homeostatic level. So it basically says the internal part of your body is at 98.6 degrees. Okay, we're going to get the air up to 98.6 degrees before it interacts with our body. We need to keep a moist environment so that we don't dry out our lungs. And so, in order to do that, we're going to moisten that. And then we're also going to filter contaminants and all the bad stuff out of the air as well. And so, the logical place for all this to happen is right here in your nasal cavity. So, as you breathe in air, hopefully through your nose, it's going to do all three of those things for you. Um, and again, this just allows for the coming functions, the main function of gas exchange, to occur in a much easier way that doesn't hurt or damage your lungs. And so this really helps protect those from the air being too cold, too dry, and having contaminants in it. Okay. As you can see, there's a lot of surface area inside the nasal cavity to help with that. And then here you can see that as the air moves in through the two nostrils, it actually does get warmer and warmer and warmer as it moves through. Um, Another function of the respiratory system is to create and resonate the sound of your sound. So as your larynx, your voice box, which is up here in the top of your throat, produces um, those waves. Those sound waves change their shape and change their direction as they travel through all of these open areas behind and inside your skull. And so that's how you can change your voice by simply changing the shape and tone of your sound. And it's why also everyone is going to have a very distinct voice because the shape of your throat and your nose is unique to yourselves. This is why when you get sick, that you have a very distinct sick sound because you've changed your resonating chambers. You're still making the same vibrations, it's just not resonating the same. And the last and most obvious function of the respiratory system, the key to it all, is carbon dioxide gas exchange and oxygen gas exchange. That should say both of those. I got this image here so that you can see a couple important things. One, notice that air you breathe in is very low on CO2 and very high in oxygen, but the air inside your body, all of the veins of your body have a very high amount of CO2 and low amounts of oxygen. And so what happens in the lungs is it exchanges to the point that you get this 50-50 mix because all this is going to happen from diffusion. So as that amount of CO2 comes in and mixes with this amount of CO2 in blue, you're going to end up at the halfway point. And that's where all of the oxygenated blood happens. When you breathe in oxygen, that's almost at 100%, and the stuff traveling back to your lungs through your veins is at less than 50, you're going to add with something close to 70. And so that's just the diffusion of meeting in this center point. It's not the most efficient respiratory system, but it's the one we're stuck with. And so we're going to have to make the best out of it. All right. So make sure you know those three functions, pass off, and we'll move on to the next one. All right.